Hey 316, we ran out of time tonight with the Purity series, and I want to explain something just a little bit better. So Gary, would you go ahead and tell us about Pavlov's dog?
There was a dude, and his name was Ivan Pavlov, and he was a behaviorist. And essentially, what that means is he talked about conditioned responses, and basically he would ring this bell for this dog every time he brought him food out.
Right.
And like you said tonight, Pastor Mark, he'd ring the bell, he'd bring food out. He'd ring the bell, he'd bring food out. He'd ring the bell,
And
he brought food out.
Every time he rang the bell, the saliva came to the dog's
The
mouth.
dog got excited
Oh,
and
so
started
excited because
salivating.
he knew the food was coming.
Exactly. So eventually, after he'd done this a ton of times, basically what happened is he would just ring the bell without the food, and the dog would automatically start
Get excited
salivating.
and have
Therefore,
saliva.
a conditioned response.
All right. Well, with the conditioned response, that's how we kind of are with all the issues of pornography and the excitement of ourselves. Well, you know what? We train our flesh to get excited. We train ourselves to get like totally stoked when we see a hot chick. So what we're going to do with the rubber band that we handed out tonight was to untrain ourselves, or to train us the other way.
In reverse.
In reverse, to just reverse this effect that when we see a hottie that we stare, or when we see a commercial we shouldn't linger on too long, or a website that we shouldn't be at, we're going to reverse that.
Because we have been doing conditioned responses. When we see that hot chick, we check her out.
Absolutely.
And then, just like we talked about with the whiteboard, the chemical reaction they have, we get excited, right?
Right.
That's what guys do.
And it's burned into our brain forever. So we want to reverse that effect and reverse the actual, a flipping of the channel or the lingering of the eyes with the rubber band. So every time this happens, the reason we have the rubber band is when you bounce, instead of bouncing your eyes off a hottie, to go ahead and if you linger just a little bit too long, ouch, give it a snap. Go ahead and actually give the rubber band a snap on your wrist so that can remind you, you know what, that steam will actually go into your brain and know, you know what, if I check her out too long, I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to actually have pain on my wrist. And then that will train ourselves in reverse to not linger, to not do something that we shouldn't do, to not have that lust in our heart. And it will actually reverse what we've already trained our mind.
Right, and we're all doing this together, guys. We're all going to have our rubber bands on to help one another out. Now, one thing, Pastor Mark, now this isn't cool right here. Going around in the youth group to girls and being like, woo! That is not cool. That's not the point.
Not cool. Now, Gary and Mark, we can do that with our wives. Like, hey, baby, you're hot. Okay, that's okay. But until you have the ring, no. You don't go see the little hottie on purpose, and no flattering of her or of yourself. Like, hey, I'm fine. No, that's wrong. That's not.
It's not a have fun thing. It's a let's help ourselves get better thing.
We're going to sharpen each other. We're going to sharpen iron as iron, and I hope to sharpen you, and you help sharpen me. Let's do this together, guys.